हरि ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः. Srimad Bhagavad Gita has eternal knowledge that is useful, relevant, practicable even in this time also. It has 700 verses, but in our busy lifestyle, rarely we can find time to read all those and understand the meaning of that. So, 5 verses from that our Parama Puja Guruji and Pramukh Swamiji has taken out. In this Chinmay Mission 75th year, that is called Amruta Mahotsav, otherwise which we call as a Platinum Jubilee. So in this Amruta Mahotsav, this project we have taken to spread everywhere with the intention that every Bharatiya should know these 5 verses. And as Gurudev had the vaster definition of word Bharata, Bha means Prakash, light, that is the symbol of knowledge. So Bharatiya is one who likes to learn and teach, who revels in knowledge. So wherever he is, whichever country's citizen he is, so every Bharatiya in that sense should know this. If they know more, they go deep, that is well and good. But at least these 5. So let us today have a look at these 5 verses. The 700 verses of Gita are divided in 18 chapters. So out of that 6th chapter, this first verse is there, and its meaning is: lift yourself by yourself, take yourself to the higher grade, never degrade yourself. You are your own kith and kin, you are your own brother, and you are your own foe or enemy if that mind is not trained. If that mind is trained well, then it is your best accompaniment, best assistant, best well-wisher. So first is Uddharet. So here this upliftment means what? Generally in material sense, when one gets good job, good salary, or earns good income from business, etc., and then have own home or flat and then a family, then also children, etc., are settled, then that is, we understand that upliftment is there. But really, when great values, those are revered and respected in all the places, in all the countries, and in all the time, past time also, past time, present also, and future also, they will be revered, like speaking truth, selfless help to others, devotion to God, knowledge of the self. So in this way, when we imbibe in ourselves these values, and then we live up to them, then that is real upliftment. When our behavior, the use of all our senses, produces joy on the faces of the people around us, then that is real progress. So it is said that uplift yourself by yourself. You may have the guidance of teachers, scriptures, and other elders, etc., around you, your guru, but definitely the path you will have to walk for yourself. You will have to live your own life. So take charge of your life. Stop blaming. Start counting your blessings. Start thanking with gratitude. Uplift yourself by yourself. Then never degrade yourself. Remember, you have the backing of great ancestors. By all means, they were intelligent and they could do the Herculean tasks, of which benefit even today also we take, and because of which we feel glorious and we feel proud of our country and themselves. So, such a great heritage is there, such a great tradition is there, of which you are a part. So, never degrade yourself. Know your strength, and with the help of those talents, plan properly where you have to reach, what is your noble goal. When the higher aim is there, then your potential that comes out, and then real growth happens. So don't degrade yourself. And then said, the well-trained mind is your best assistant, your relative. So when there is intellect which knows properly what to do in this life, and which is trained by the study of scriptures, lives of great saints, and as per their gospels, that intellect is trained, and under such intellect this mind works, then that mind automatically becomes an obedient assistant to us, and then that creativity also comes, and very happily then the journey of life towards our goal of infinite objectless happiness is achieved. But if that mind is not trained to be obedient, that intellect is not made subtle and peaceful and pure, then this mind becomes rebellious and it goes opposite. Self cancellation of thoughts occur frequently, and that mind really behaves like a enemy. It does not cooperate with you for focusing, thinking, or doing the same task. At that time only, it will just jump like monkeys on different objects. maybe memories from the past, anxieties in present, and expectations and imaginations in future. And after you leave the task on which you earlier decided to concentrate, then that mind feels victorious, and then it also leaves all those other objects from past, present, and future. So it was just for cheating you. So in this way, this mind becomes such that fighting with that mind only, we get exhausted and we cannot go along on the path of our goal. So in this way, it behaves like an enemy. So therefore, better to first, basically, fundamentally, we should know that this mind is not me. I know the condition of mind. So the knower is always different than the thing known. I can handle, I can manage the mind, I can regulate its thoughts. So the regulator, the manager, the controller is always different than the thing controlled. So I will stop identifying myself with mind, and as my apparature, as my instrument, I will handle mind more efficiently and more productively to achieve my goal. Then I will come to know the quality of my mind. Like some children, they are very well behaved and they are very sensitive. When they notice a slight displeasure of its parents, they immediately stop whatever they are doing. But some children, even if their parents give them one slap, even that time also they do not budge. So in this way we should examine our own mind, know the quality of our mind, and accordingly plan the ways and means, the solutions, the measures to discipline it, train it, and make it conducive, cooperative, friend of us. Then we can befriend our mind. It happens sometimes like no mind, no mind. KNOW. Know your mind, no mind. Or rewind the mind. So in this way, this was the first verse. And here the onus is on us whether to make or mar our life. This freedom, this choice is always given to us. Now this point will be elaborated in the next verse from this Geeta Panchamritam. The 5 nectarine verses selected from Srimad Bhagavad Gita's 700 verses. The second is, you have got the right to act, to do your duty with a beauty, and you don't have the right to create the result of the act, result of the action. Therefore, you do your duties in such a way that you do not dangle on the fruit of your action which will come in future. You do with your full heart the present task that is there in your hand, but never give away to laziness, lethargy, inertia, passiveness. In this way, 4 points Karma Yoga means the path of action which will join you to the success that is given here. So, first thing is know what you have to do and then do it. So, there are very many sources of knowledge which tell you what is your duty according to your station in life and according to your attributes. It is called climates of mind. So, first is learning, generally up to 25 years of age. So, learn, and in that phase of our life, the main duty is to serve the teachers by all means and to get wisdom, get knowledge. Then second phase comes generally. If in this first phase only person has thought over life seriously, then he comes to know the futile nature of the enjoyment that we get, momentary enjoyment that we get by joining our sense organs to the objects. And then instead of going to all these worldly things of marriage and progeny, etc., he straight away directly bypasses these two ashrams in between, two phases in between, and then goes to the either renunciation or retired life. So first is learning, then second is earning, they say. So according to you find a suitable girl and you get married, and as the scriptures order you, satyam vada dharman chara, speak truth, be righteous, and always study scriptures. So adhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavayam, teach to whoever comes to you. So in this way follow orders of the commandments of the scriptures and then enjoy within the banks of the spiritual course. So in this way this is second. And then third, try to cultivate devotion, try to discipline your mind and try to get detached from your body, because at least after 100, 110, 20, 30 years you will have to leave your body. So for that process, let us prepare ourselves well. It is said, well begun is half done. So in this way, just deny some comforts, some luxuries to the body. Leave your home and stay in some ashram or in forest. Get acquainted with nature only. And then in this way, just prepare. Just see that this body is also one of the object like all other things in the nature. As the wind comes and this wind blows and this leaves of the tree, they make a movement. In the same way, the same wind, that same air, when we breathe in, that carries out the involuntary actions in us: digestion, perception, perspiration, blood circulation, excretion, etc. So I am not that body. I am the one who uses that body, and that also is just a reflection of the ultimate reality, absolute truth. So this is slowly the person is led to the knowledge. This is third one, and the fourth one, the life of renunciation. And in that, dispassion and knowledge are the attributes of that. So prepare yourself for that, so that when the time will come that you will have to keep this mortal frame here only, then you will happily do that. So from meditation etc. you will get that courage, because in that the consciousness of body is also left over. Consciousness of time and space is also left. So in this way, the duties you come to know from scriptures and great people. So those duties we have to do, and we are bound to do that when we have taken here birth. Then we cannot remain without doing action. Gurudev said, if you really become inactive, then at least 4 people will become active to take you out and cremate. So the action is an insignia of life. So karmani eva adhikarate, you have to do duties. The second thing is said that you don't have any say what result will come from what action. So we are not the determiner of the fruit of action, because the fruit of action gets affected by many more things than the action that we do. It is not that only the action we do this action and then because of that action only fruit is produced. It is not that. So what are the things, what are the factors that determine or that affect the result of an action other than action itself? So it is said that the place where that action is done. Now suppose we are doing this study here in quiet, clean place, and where the vibrations are also there of this study. So instead of doing this action here, if we go on a platform of VT station, CST, now CST station, Chhatrapati Shivaji terminus of Mumbai, and there we started doing this study, then definitely the result from the same action that we get here and there, that will be different. So on the fruit of the action, the place where it is done, that also affects. Second thing that matters is the period, the time, kala. Suppose one person distributes woolen rugs, blankets. That action he does in Himalayas where snow fall is there, where very harsh winter is there, then definitely he will get the blessings and thanks and gratitude of the people, beneficiaries. But this action he does in the place where it is very hot, like 45 degrees temperature is there. So there definitely, even though the action is same, he will get different fruit. Perhaps they will not accept also, the beneficiaries, this charity. So the place and time affect the result. Then third is attitude. With which attitude you have done this? Do you have the faith in the noble goal that the action will lead to? or just you are doing it mechanically because you don't have any other option to do, like that. So this attitude will definitely. Now this Shabari in Ramayana, her guru, her teacher said that you keep on chanting his name and have faith that he will come. Sri Ramchandra Bhagwan, Lord Ramchandra will come to give you darshan with his own feet. And when she heard this from her, actually her guru told her this and he went away for pilgrimage. And Shabari remembered this word that yes, one day Sri Ram will come to my home on his feet. So let me clean the road, the path, because she was staying in forest. So let Sri Ram does not get affected by these stones, pebbles and thorns, etc. So every day she will clean the path. And in the evening she will think, yes, today he did not come, but maybe tomorrow he will come. So again tomorrow she will do. So like this she kept on doing that years together. And one day definitely Sri Ramchandra gave her darshan and fulfilled her life. So the attitude was this one. And we see in our town, in our city, the municipality workers, those women also clean the path, clean the roads, but they don't have this attitude. Their attitude is to get the salary or wages, and that they get, but they don't get the vision of Lord. Why? Because attitude is not there. So attitude also affects the result of the action. So in this way many factors are there that affect and that we don't know. One is Daiva. Daiva means the past actions, inclinations, tendencies. When we do a thing daily, then that becomes a habit. And when that also gets very strong, then it becomes a inclination, vasana it is called, samskar. And then that action we do again and again, and its result may not be enjoyed or experienced in that life only. So it remains in unmanifest form. So all such saturated results stop of all other actions, earlier actions. That also affect the result of present actions, and that we don't know. We don't have any idea of that. So one Lord who knows this past, present and future, and who knows all these intricacies and minute details of the things. He is the giver of fruit. He is the giver of result of action. So in this way, we don't have any say in result of action. This was the second. First is do your duty. And second is you don't have any say in fruit of action. And therefore the third automatically comes that do your duty, not with the expectation or insistence on the result of the action. Ma karma phala hetu. Result will definitely come and it will come to you alone. Like thousands of cows are there, but when calf comes and he straight away goes and find its own mother. So in the same way, wherever you go, in whichever country you are there, in whichever body you are there, but when that doer is there, the action's result, the fruit of earlier actions will straight away come to you. It will recognize its own doer. So you will be the enjoyer now of that action's fruit. So in this result you will get, but you put your mind in present work and not in the future result. Because what happens, you see, the action is done in present, the result always comes in future. And if you are keeping thinking about that, then where is your mind in future, and where you are doing your action now? Here. So mindless action that becomes, and mindless action doesn't produce any excellent results. It doesn't have that shine, that glow of the action which is done with mindfulness. And when such a quality of action is there, we will not get the great results. Therefore, it is said, you don't worry, you don't brood over, and you don't. So, this is the one aspect of this third tip, third instruction. And second is that don't be insistent. Don't insist that this fruit, this result should come at this time, in this way, in this proportion, like that. Because you know, just I told you don't know all the factors that affect the result. You have done only action. Action is just one of the factors which will produce the result. So you don't insist that result should be such. Mainly this is seen in our student age also. Students study well and they then build up and building in mind only for future admission in this college, for future this grade they will get, marks they will get. And if that doesn't happen, that insistence, that they get so much attached to that plan, if that doesn't happen, then they collapse. So in this way you do your duty of doing proper action as best as you can, but you don't be such that you are always thinking of that future result. When we do that future result, then one person went to give interview, and then he was just got engrossed in that thought only. Yes, I will get this job, I will get 50,000 rupees in the beginning only, and then I will get all the things, etc. And when that interview time came, the interviewer asked simple question, what is your name? And he just answered 27 years, because he was not in the present moment. So it is wise to be at in the present moment and enjoy the action that we do, so that the result of that action, well done action, will be our bonus. So this is the third tip that Geeta gives us. And the last one, don't succumb to idleness. Do your duty definitely. Don't sit and say that I will not do anything, because that you cannot actually. Your all inner processes of thinking, feeling, and all other bodily things, physiological functions, they are going on, your breathing is going on. So you just cannot do without action. So do. You don't have any choice whether to do or not, but you definitely have the choice how to do and what to do. And that we should come to know by the study of scriptures. Right and wrong, ephemeral or eternal. So in this way, this second verse is there, which gives us the one set of four instructions for making action itself, that we always do, action itself, the means to make our life successful. In this way, when we work, then our attitude shifts. The doer becomes the servant of the Lord. The action becomes the worship of the Lord. The result becomes the prasad, residue or leftover from the Lord, the gift from the Lord. And definitely such person will not be lethargic. This is called the path of action. In that only one thing is elaborated of this surrender and dedication, mainly dedication. So it is said, whatever you do, dedicate it to me with devotion. Whatever you do, any selfless act or sacrifice, etc., fire rituals, etc., or anything that for society, for compliance of the needs, requirements of the people, or in your own life also, some austerity, etc., that you do, that also you dedicate to me, just with a thought that I am doing this for the God's sake. I am doing this. This action is a flower that I offer to the Lord of my heart, because of which I have got the existence, I have got this body, I have got the power to work, I have got the inspiration to think, entertain that desire, and also a healthy mind to enjoy the fruit. So in this way, with the gratitude, do dedicate the things to me. And also in this place it is said, whatever you give as charity, that also you dedicate. If we don't dedicate, then there are chances that we will have the bloated ego. Our egotism will go up, and when that is there, then that will hinder our progress. Actually, that is false ego. That doesn't remain with us every time. When that ego is there, it always seeks exhibition. It always seeks recognition. I did it. They should take my name. They should thank me. He should look at me. She should smile at me. She should talk at me. They should offer me a seat. They should honor me. This all exhibition type of things. This ego is very demanding. And as the person goes higher, because of his intellect and all this work, etc., then there is more ego. Even when we acquire knowledge, then also that ego of I am wise, I know Sanskrit, I can teach and preach and speak. That ego is there. And one more thing of this ego is very dangerous, that it changes its forms. Earlier, there was the ego that I am ignorant, I don't know anything, I could not do anything, I am of no use. This is ego, negative. And afterwards, that ego changes its forms totally, and then it becomes I am a meditator, I know now all the many things I know from the scriptures. I have inspired so many people, so many followers I have got. So this I remains there. And what is the difference between this I and real you? Real I, capital big I. So when I am is there, then that is Shuddha, pure I. But when we say I am tall or I am short, I am healthy, then definitely there is identification with the body. It is said that when consciousness as if identifies with any other conditions, then the resulting sense of individuality is this ego. We have got the conditionings like this body, organs of action, organs of perception, our vital airs, mind, intellect, and then ego, which has born out of ignorance of the self. So this up till this all the conditions are there. So I am is okay. But when I am tall, the identification has there with body. So that is small ego, small I, which is definitely hazardous. That will make us cry. Because this body will not remain. Body will not remain in the same shape, size and form. So definitely there will be fear of I will get old, I will get diseases and I will die. So in this way, whenever there is identification with the not self conditionings, there is sorrow. So the scriptures and the Lord warns us, alarms us that you don't do this. So yad karoshi yadashnasi yad juhosi dadasi yat. So now we were thinking of this dadasi. So who is this real I? And I have not brought anything when I got birth. So in this way, he just tries to give up the concept of possessiveness on the things that he holds. That God has given all these things to me because he wants it to share with all other things. So I should be a medium. Through me, he wants to give it to others. So as a duty, he shares whatever in excesses he has. Maybe money, clothes, maybe knowledge, skills, or maybe just good wishes, benevolence, greetings and compliments, or a smile. It is said when food is given, for 5-6 hours this hunger is satiated, but if one subsistence skill is taught, then that person will get his own bread forever. And God says, don't create ego for that. Dedicate that action to me. So whatever you do, whatever you eat, now see this. God says whatever you eat, that also you dedicate to me. We should pray before taking food. That prayer brings our mind that was wandering in all directions in the world to the place where we are eating. So that becomes a mindful eating. And when mindful eating is there, we relish the taste and definitely we get early satisfaction. We become contented early. If that mind is wandering throughout the world, then that point comes very late when mind will get, coincidentally when mind will come here, then it will relish the taste and then it will feel contented. Up till that point, so much quantity of food has already gone in your stomach, that will do its work. So obesity and overweight will be there. So better to pray first, and of course even for gaining that one grain to eat, so many people have put forth their efforts in that, directly or indirectly, if you could think. then definitely we should at least thank one Lord who resides in the heart of all the people. So we must be grateful for we are getting food. Now, when this it is said that what you eat dedicated to me, so it is not only eating by mouth, but when we listen sound, when we listen a sonorous music, pleasing, soothing music, or words of our praise, words of assurance, kind words, encouraging words, then appreciation, all that also is a food of our ears. Then when we look at pleasant forms, colors, scenery, natural beauty, then that also becomes the food for our eyes. So that also you dedicate to me. Then when we eat, of course, that you must. And lastly, the smell. When there is good fragrance, by taking that fragrance, our mind becomes divine. Our senses become calm and quiet. So such fragrance when you take, that also you dedicate to me. So all the objects, sense objects, experienced by the sense organs, so that is called eating. And that all food of all objects that you dedicate to me mentally, intellectually. If you enjoy, you will have to suffer. So without enjoying, if you dedicate it to God, definitely you will not be the sufferer. Even if the disease comes, you will not be the sufferer, because you are already made yourself aloof, a third party, not identified with your body and bodily systems. So in this way, God says, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you do sacrifice, etc., whatever you give in charity, and whatever you do austerity, that you all dedicate to me. Now when it comes to austerity, it is said that austerity is regulating our senses, disciplining them, focusing, concentrating your mind. By that way, save the energy. When they go in directionless, purposeless wandering of the world in the worldly objects, so that all energy is saved by this austerity, penance. And the most great, highest austerity is removing our small I, removing our ego, and knowing real core of your personality, your self. So that is the real austerity. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita only, 17th chapter, God describes this austerity of three types. Earlier we saw charity, that is also described as three types. Yad karoshi, yad asnasi, yad johosi. This yajna, that is also described as by three types. Ahar also, and karma also. Actually, all the five things that God has described here and instructed us to dedicate, He has explained that in 17th and 18th chapter by a three-way bifurcation: Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. So definitely, God meant here Sattvic yajna, Sattvic penance, Sattvic charity. Sattvic means highest order, by which knowledge will be there and happiness will be there, which is done as a duty with calm, quiet, and alert mind. So that is ideal that we should try to imbibe ourselves. All the things, those are sattvic. So in this way God says that you do dedicate that to me. Now the next second last verse comes, that is very famous. Many places when Gita's picture is there in that chariot with four horses, Lord Sri Krishna is advising to his friend and now the head of the chariot, Arjun. So in that near that picture always maybe this stanza or three more stanzas are there. Those are very famous. Those are printed there. And in that he says, I take care of all his necessities, who always remember me, who always reflect on me, who thinks on me, and he worships me, serves me, always and by always. And in this way, he remains connected to me emotionally, intellectually. So for him, I take care of all his necessities. So whatever he don't have but he need, I will make arrangement that he gets it. Nay, I myself bring those things. I myself carry those things to him. In this topic, one small story is told that there was one wise person who always used to study this Gita, and he was devotee of the Lord and engrossed in that only study and devotion. Therefore, don't he did not work like for food etc. Whatever people will give, he will just take that. And equally good, his wife was there. So it happened that many days they did not get anything, and so he was just studying this Gita under the tree in his courtyard, and there he came through this verse that I carry the necessary things to him who is always devoted to me. And then he thought how Lord himself will carry the things. He will do it by someone. He will arrange it through someone. Therefore, he just cut, he just scratched this word that I carry. And he was studying. So his wife came out from the home and said that no food is there, no grains are there, so you please go in the town and borrow some rice etc. so that we will cook that. Then he said okay, and then he left the house for that. And here the Lord himself took a form of a village boy, and in a big basket he put all the food, sweets and all the things necessary, and then he brought that basket to his house, and his wife was there. And he said that see, your husband has sent this, so please tell me where should I keep this basket. So she showed the place, and he just put that basket from his head to on the ground. And while doing that, she observed that on his back there was a scratch. She inquired what happened. So he said, your husband only did this scratch, and but it's okay. And then he left, and playing his flute, he just went along and went away. Afterwards, this person came after half an hour, and he said that I could not get more grains, only this much rice I have got, take this. And that wife said, oh, that you sent that all grains etc., all the material of the food that is there with that boy. and why you scratched on his back? Then when she said this scratching point, then he immediately struck. It immediately struck to him that yes, when I scratch that Wahami that carries word that God got hurt and he brought it himself here, and tears started flowing through his eyes, and he prayed with all his heart with gratitude. So much loving God is towards his devotees. In this way, it is said, now this Ananyas Chinta, without thinking anything else, only thinking that I am there in the form of all, those who help, those who stand by in your calamity, those who serve you, in all those people, their form, this God is there. This is one thing. So, this all universe, they see the form of God. Now, secondly, they come to me and they don't ask anything else than me from me. Generally, people go to the God and they ask all other things other than God from God. Give me money, give me long life, give me health, give me publicity, give me power. All the things other than God they ask. But Ananya means that one only. So he asked, Oh God, I am yours. You be mine. So whatever I do, let that be your bidding. So you inspire in my heart. Where should I go? What should I speak? What should I do? So in this way God says that when I am the one purpose, I am the sole orientation around which his life revolves. I am the center of his life. Of such devotee, I take care of whatever things he need, that is yoga, and secondly, whatever he is needing, that thing will remain with him, that thing will be maintained with him, that thing will be protected to remain with him. And he knows more than us what we really need, not only in material world, but for spiritual practices also. Whatever attributes we need or whatever knowledge we need, definitely he will provide that knowledge through our teachers, in the form of our teachers, etc. So in this way God assures us that when you lift yourself by yourself, when you dedicate all the things to us, when you do your duties without attachment to either action or fruit of action or lethargy, then definitely I take care of your life. And lastly, he says, leave all your other identifications, leave all your other attributes, and the pure you, as you are, you come to me, you surrender to me, and I will liberate you. I will make you free from sorrow, fear, bondage, limitations, etc. Please don't grieve. Please don't feel sorrowful. Don't weep and cry. Be happy. Cheer up. Now here the first thing, leave all your dharmas. That is the main confusing point. Actually the word dharma has many meanings. Etymologically, that dharma comes from the root dhru, dharayate, means because of which the thing is there, the law of being, because of which the thing is there, that is dharma. Like heat is the dharma of fire. Coolness is the dharma of water. Sweetness is the dharma of sugar. So in this way, because without which that thing will not remain. Now sweetness must be there. That sugar may be white or of any other color. That sugar may be of any other form. It will maybe powder or cubes or just a syrup. But sweetness must be there. So form may be different, color may be different, but sweetness must be there. So sweetness is the dharma of sugar. So in this way, what is your dharma? Other than all dharmas you live, here God says. So we are, so that isness, that existence is our dharma. That is called Sat. We know we are, so that pure knowledge, because of which we come to know the knowledge of all other objects of the world, arts and sciences of the world, and also the ignorance of the objects of the world. That I know German, I don't know French. So that pure knowledge with which I know this knowledge and ignorance of the languages. So that pure knowledge we are, we know we are, so that is Chit, Sat Chit. And of course bliss without any expectation, absolute bliss, that is without any reference to the objects, objectless happiness is the nature of us. So Sat, Chit and Ananda, that is our real dharma. But as I was telling in earlier stanzas, we get identified with the conditionings and their dharmas we superimpose on ourselves. Like we were saying just now, before few minutes, that I am tall. So here we are superimposing the dharma of body to us. Because body has got the 6 modifications, 6 dharmas. It is there in mother's womb. It gets birth. It grows. It changes. It decays. And then it perishes. So these all, I think I got born. I am growing. I am changing. I am decaying nowadays. My power has become less, and then one day I will die. So this dharma of body I am superimposing on me. God says leave all those dharmas and come to me. And this you don't have to do physically, just by reflection you have to do this. Secondly, in Riyaz, nowadays I don't see properly. I am deaf. Only I am is okay. But when I am deaf, we have wrongly identified with our organ of hearing, sound. So in this way, identification with organs of perception, organs of action, then inner instruments, that mind, intellect, our memory and ego, and then pranas, our physiological functions, and then intellect itself. I am wise, I am sharp, I understand all. I have taken this decision. I am the doer, enjoyer. I will go to heaven or hell. So, in this way, God says, you just remove, keep aside all these dharmas of conditionings and come to me. Sarva dharman parityajya. Mam ekam sharanam raja. Now God says, you come and surrender to me alone, who is one. So as the one number has gone in all the numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 crore, 3.5. So, same way, this one principle of which life is just a manifestation or expression that has gone in all. So, that to that one consciousness, one awareness, one existence, you surrender yourself. And how? That God, Santa Jnaneshwar explains in his Jnaneshwari very nicely. He says, as the ornament leaving its only form, name, its value and the place where it will be worn on the body, on which part of the body it will be worn. So, leaving these outer things, essentially, that is gold, it will surrender to gold. Same way, you come to me, you surrender to me. And second example he gives in Jnaneshwari, as the wave leaving aside, renouncing its form, bigness or smallness, just will surrender to the water. It is also essentially water and it will surrender to water. In that way, you come to me, surrender to me, because you are also essentially me. I am the self of all. I am the beginning, middle, and end of all. So, in this way, God gives here assurance that you all have come from me, you are existing in me, you will come to me. Therefore, remembering this, that your nature is of absolute, objectless, infinite bliss, you don't become miserable, you don't become sorrowful, be happy, don't worry. In this way, a little reflection on these 5 verses selected from Gita is done. We offer and dedicate this study to the feet of Lord, because as he said here, Yat Karoshi or Yat Juhosi, Yat Tapasasi, actually this is also the austerity on the level of thought. Tasya Jnanamayam Tapaha. Thinking of the self is a great austerity. And also it is great sacrifice, because during this time all other things mind has stopped thinking. Any other thoughts have offered in the fire of knowledge. Ignorance is offered in the fire of knowledge. This is Jnana Yajna. So this all we dedicate to God. Hari Om. Shri Chinmaya Sadguruve Namaha. Hari Om. Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.